that phone call on mute until the end of the stream. All right, welcome everyone. Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. We're officially live. Welcome to another earnings stream. Today we got Intel and Ford reporting. Intel's kind of running a little bit into the close here. Okay, and I think both companies, let me just see real quick. Yeah, Intel's at 4 p.m. and Ford's at 4:05. So we should get Intel's data first. Go to TradingView real quick. So Intel first and then followed up by Ford. All right, let's take a look here. All right, I'm going to go 1 minute chart on Intel. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let me refresh my other screen. The data should be out any second now. $925,000 call buyer right before the close. Really? Let's see what the reaction is going to be. Okay, volatility's coming in. Intel closed the regular session at $38.17 a share. Let's see what their reaction ends up being. It's kind of flickering back and forth right now, so we don't know yet. And the estimated revenue for Intel is $13.13 billion. Let me just take a look at earnings whispers real quick. Okay, so forecast EPS 0.02, forecast revenue 13.11 billion. Okay, so that was right. Their anchored VWAP probably around like 28 bucks a share, so they're trading a bit above that. Let's go back to the sticks here. Go 1 minute chart on Webull. Here we go. Okay, wicked up to almost 39 bucks already. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're getting a move now. Definitely got a buy side imbalance on the level 2 order book here. So this thing's probably going to break 40 bucks here. Okay, Discord saying they can't hear me. Give me 1 second. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Mic check 1 2. Okay, so some people can hear me, some people can't. You know, it's good old issues with Discord. I'm not going to spend too much time dealing with it. If you're having trouble, you just reset your Discord or something. It's all clear on my end. Anyways, back to the earnings stream. There's almost 200 people tuning in on X and YouTube. Okay, it's looking like it wants to break 40 bucks. We got lots of buying coming in. All right, just posted a message there and checking on my Discord folks real quick. Okay, cool. Everyone can hear me. So if you have a problem, just reset your Discord maybe. All right, let me get the data there. I can't be wasting time with Discord tech issues when we got hundreds of people on X and YouTube watching. So, all right, let's go here. I do got a nice little graphic I can share with everybody. Here we go. Okay, wow, they beat EPS by a ton. They reported a 0.23 EPS. The forecast was only 0.01. All right, revenue forecast was right around 13.14 billion. Excuse me. They reported 13.65 billion. So double beat by Intel. Investors are loving it. It's now over $40. Year over year and quarter over quarter numbers, nice and green across the board. Let me move this over. 4:03 p.m. We should be getting Ford's data any minute now. All right, let me see if I can get some commentary from the CEO and CFO. I'm going to post some stuff on the bottom of my screen as far as revenue and EPS. I'll get that posted for everybody. There we go. All right, let me take a look at a few other things. So double beat by Intel, solid beat. Investors are loving it. It's trading above 40 bucks. Now, this stock was used to trade in the 20s, 20 to 25 for quite a while. Almost 1 year of price action here. basically it traded from like 18 to like 26 bucks, just kind of ping ponged in that range forever, right? And then of course they got that big deal and catapulted them up into the 30s, and now they're in the 40s. So look at this positive reaction from Intel. It's looking like a grats to the Intel bulls. All right. Okay, let's go here. Ford getting a negative reaction so far. It's still kind of flickering a bit, so let's be a little patient with that and just see what it ends up doing. Okay. Almost 300 people tuning in now. Welcome, everybody. See a lot of familiar faces. All right, I'm going to go to their investor relations page. Well, actually, I might not have to. AlphaSense put some good stuff out on Intel. We're going to go over Intel, and then I'll jump over to Ford. Ford's getting a negative reaction. I've been trading that all year. I don't currently have an open position on Ford. So seeing this negative reaction is kind of getting me a little excited here. I've been running the wheel strategy on Ford for quite a while. I can usually bring in like 3% return on my capital when I run the wheel on it. That's basically just writing contracts on it. 3% return a month's pretty solid. Get over, you beat the S&P annual average by 3x and just do it every month all year, which is what I've been able to do on it. But for Intel, here's some commentary from Lip-Bu Tan, the CEO. Says our Q3 results reflect improved execution and steady progress against our strategic priorities. AI is accelerating demand for compute and creating attractive opportunities across our portfolio, including our core 86 platforms, new efforts in purpose-built ASICs and accelerators and foundry services. Intel's industry-leading CPUs and ecosystem, along with our unique US-based leading-edge logic manufacturing and research and development, position us well to capitalize on these trends over time. Okay, Intel taking a little bit of a breather right now, but that's okay. We put a fib on this thing and just see where it's at. Kind of ran into close a little bit, but I'm just going to go from bottom of this wick here, which is about $38 a share. And let me see if I can get that to snap in. There we go. Snap that one in down there. All right, so it's pulled back like the 38% retrace. Look at these settings real quick on, there we go. Portion. Okay. There we go. All right, so it's pulled back to the 38% retrace, just above that. It's about 39.50 a share. It's recovered. 40 bucks a share is going to be the 23% retrace, and it's back above that now. So just a temporary pullback on Intel, and now there's more buying coming in on the tape. Got some commentary. Let me check Discord, make sure I didn't miss anyone over there. Okay. All right, let's just check here. Lamborger and Discord, you got puts on Ford before the close, 15 seconds before the close. Oh, you might have sniped that one. We'll see. Ford did come down to like $11.65. Got bought up a little bit. It's trading around 12 bucks. They closed the regular session on 12.31. Slow. Ford overall is a slow mover. It doesn't really have big, crazy moves. So that's why I like writing contracts on it, because I get, I benefit from theta decay when I'm writing contracts on it, because I'm collecting credit when I open the trade, and as the contracts decay and go to zero, then I just pocket all that credit, right? All right, let me go back here. Some commentary from the CFO on Intel. We took meaningful steps this quarter to strengthen our balance sheet, including accelerated funding from the U.S. government and investments by NVIDIA and SoftBank Group that increase our operational flexibility and demonstrate the critical role we play in the ecosystem. That was said by David Zinsner. That's the Chief Financial Officer Oh, wow. New high in after hours by Intel. Go put this Fibonacci on hold because it's making new highs now. Look at that. About to hit 41 bucks a share. So it's up a little over 7% in after hours right now. The Intel bulls are really enjoying this, especially the bulls that are still in the trade from when it was in the mid-20s and popped into the 30s. Okay, and the CFO also says, let me see, our stronger than expected Q3 results mark our fourth consecutive quarter of improved execution and reflect the underlying strength of our core markets. Current demand is outpacing supply. Wow. A trend we expect will persist into 2026. So pretty strong statements from the CEO and CFO. Before they even do their earnings call, they release these statements. And it looks good. Oh, look at that. Someone bought $1 million in $40 call strikes expiring November 7th, right before the close. Crazy. All right. And let's see here. I'm going to go to their investor relations page, find out when exactly their earnings web call is. And then we'll take a look at what Ford's doing because they got a negative reaction. I want to know why. But let's finish up Intel real quick. Okay, so their earnings web call is at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So got about 45 more minutes before they do their earnings web call. The link to get there is real easy. It's INTC.com. Can't get any easier than that. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. And if you want a PDF document of the actual earnings release, you can get that as well. INTC.com. You can download that and take a deeper dive into that. I'm going to go ahead and click on it and just read the press release. So the third quarter revenue was $13.7 billion, which is up 3% year over year. So showing a little growth there. Forecasting fourth quarter 2025 revenue of $12.8 billion to $13.8 billion. Okay. And Intel's guidance excludes Altera following the sale of a majority ownership interests completed in the third quarter of 2025. These are the statements I read earlier from the CEO and CFO, so I won't read that again. And in the third quarter, the company generated $2.5 billion in cash from operations. All right, let me scroll down a little bit more. In the first quarter of 2025, the company made an organizational change to integrate the network and edge group into CCG and DCAI. All right, let's look at some other business highlights. Intel in the Trump administration announced an agreement to support the continued expansion of American technology and manufacturing leadership through $8.9 billion in funding from the U.S. government. During the quarter, Intel received $5.7 billion from the U.S. government. Amazing. And here's the big deal. Intel and NVIDIA announced a collaboration. This is what got them from the mid-20s up into the 30s when that news dropped. So they announced, Intel and NVIDIA announced a collaboration to jointly develop multiple generations of custom data center and PC products across hyperscale, enterprise, and consumer markets. The collaboration will integrate the strengths of Intel's leading CPU technologies and x86 ecosystem with NVIDIA's AI and accelerated computing platforms using NVIDIA NVLink. Now, basically, what's come of that is NVIDIA also agreed to invest $5 billion in Intel's common stock. That's when, again, when that news dropped, that's when we saw Intel go from like the low to mid 20s up and broke into the $30 range, and now it's in the 40s. It's still at 40 bucks right now in after hours. Look at that. trading just above $40. All right, let me go back over here. All right, let's check something else. A couple more business highlights from Intel. This is straight from Intel's investor relations page. SoftBank Group made a $2 billion investment in Intel common stock, reflecting its belief that Intel will play a critical role in expanding advanced semiconductor manufacturing and supply in the United States. Okay. Company provided a first look at Intel Xeon 6 Plus, Intel's next-gen server product. And also, Intel received $5.2 billion with the completion of the Altera transaction and a stake sale of Mobileye, if everyone remembers that. And again, the earnings web call is at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right, so that's good information right there, right from Intel's investor relations page. There's still some buying going on. It's taking a little breather every now and then, but it looks good. Let me go to the weekly chart. Scroll out a little bit. So resistance number one, I'm going to go to TradingView for this actually. Resistance number one on the bigger time frames. I'm going to put that right at 45 bucks. So it's trading above 40 right now in the post market. The next level up for me is going to be right around 45 bucks. So I'll put a line right there. We'll see if it can get up there and see what it does when it gets there. If it can break 45, it's pretty obvious the next level is going to be $50. There are still some more levels to the upside. I mean, Intel back in 2021 was trading in the 60s. Let me scroll back a little bit. Looks like their all-time highs around 75 bucks a share. That was like 25 years ago, back in 2000. So that was a long time ago. So I'd be looking at this closer here. So resistance levels or levels of interest where you could possibly take profit, scale out, however you do. 45 and then 50 bucks. Those are the levels I'd be watching. It's trading at $40.45 right now in after hours. All right, let me go back intraday here. 1 minute chart's fine. Okay, so taking a little breather. I suppose I can go ahead and put my fib back on and just see where some of these levels are at. Put it from there to there. So the high in after hours is $41 to the penny. Look at that. It's trading right above the 23% retrace. I actually like to make that 25%. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, we'll change that to 25. There we go. Yeah, 25% retrace, right around 40 bucks a share. So that's probably going to be my support as far as after hours price action goes. Just, obviously intraday-ish type price action. So 40 bucks S1. My S2 is going to be $39 a share. That's the golden fib line down there, the 61% retrace. So 40 and 39 for support levels as far as after hours, post-market price action goes. Pretty easy levels to keep in mind. Let's see if the buyers can hold it up here and it makes another run at $41 and perhaps makes another after hours high. We're going to jump over to Ford here because they initially had a negative reaction, but now they're green. And my buddy Lamborger on Discord looks like he dropped out of the stream, but still got a small little group here in Discord. He said he got calls 15 seconds, or I'm sorry, puts 15 seconds before close. Hopefully that was just a lotto size type position. Not financial advice, but if you're going to trade anything through earnings, it's got to be, fun money. Those things can be zero or hero. Okay, it's about 4:20 p.m. Eastern. We got Intel's reaction. The earnings data was positive. Investors are loving it. It's now trading above 40 bucks. Again, their earnings web call is at 5 p.m. Eastern, so about 40 more minutes for that. All right, let's go over to Ford and see what's going on with them. Let's get their EPS and revenue. Okay, so Ford, let's share this graphic from the earnings correspondent. Ford had a double beat. Their forecast EPS was 0.36. They just reported 0.45. Nice beat on EPS. Revenue expectation was 47 billion. They reported 50 billion. So double beat. EPS is red year over year, but revenue is up. Revenue is green year over year. Quarter over quarter, the EPS did a lot better than the year over year numbers. But double beat by Ford. They are green in after hours, up 1% now. All right, so looks like we got both reactions. I know Ford was a little volatile in the beginning there. Initial negative reaction, wick down to 11.65. Then that dip got bought, and now there's buyers flooding the order book right now. Got a pretty juicy order at 12.30 for 52,700. Volume size. You probably just use that for support right now. We'll see if that level holds or that order gets pulled or what. But it's on the move. Ford's now up 1.5% now. Wow, look at that. All right, let's take a look at a few other things here. So double beat by Ford. I'll post the EPS and revenue in the comments here. See if I can get this highlighted real quick. All right, so this is the Ford results. Double beat by Ford. All right, let's find out. Let me see if I can get some commentary from Ford's CEO. So I know that there was something Trump did recently that positively affected the U.S. automakers. And I know Ford and like GM, they've been doing good lately. The guidance isn't too good, but it's a double beat. Investors are liking what's going on right now. Ford's CEO did say that they expect EV sales to be cut in half after the end of the tax credits. That's per CNBC. But Ford up now over 2%. Look at Intel holding up that 25% retrace. It's right around $40 a share. This is going to be the support in after hours on Intel. $40 a share. Let's see if that holds or not. If 40 doesn't hold, the next level I'm looking at is 39, but that lines up right here with 61% retrace back down for my math people out there. Let's see when Ford's earnings web call is. And again, Intel's not doing the earnings web call until 5 p.m. Eastern. And Tammy on Discord says Ford lowered guidance due to that supplier fire. Yeah, I remember that was in the news. They took a short-term hit on that, but recovered quite nicely. So Ford nice and green, up to almost 3% now. Look at that. All right, I'm going to go to, let's look at here. I'm going to go to Ford's investor relations page. There we go. So it's shareholder.ford.com. That's how you get there. Not sure if my comments are going through, but all right, let's take a look at this. Look at that nice green candle Ford's printing right now. Okay, so if you go to that link I just posted, which is shareholder.ford.com, I'll take you to this page here, and boom, right here on the home screen, you got the earnings web call, which starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, so same time Intel's earnings web call starts. And if you want to download the earnings, you can download some PDF documents right here, the press release or the presentation. I'm gonna look at the press release real quick and just see what some highlights and stuff like that. Here's some commentary from the CEO. His name's Jim Farley. He said, Ford posted another strong quarter, delivering more than $50 billion in revenue, powered by our incredible products and services. The durability of Ford Pro and our disciplined focus on costs and quality. And he went on to say, we are heading into 2026 as a stronger and more agile company. We will continue to focus on execution and on quickly making the right strategic calls on propulsion, partnerships, and technology that will create tremendous value for our customers. Look, Ford's making a run to 13 bucks, folks. Look at this. It's up 4% now. The Ford CFO, Sherry House, she went on to say the strength of our underlying business was evident in our third quarter results. Adjusting for tariffs, year over year, adjusted EBIT improved by 0.7 billion. Ford is determined to become a higher growth, higher margin, more capital efficient and durable as we deliver great products, software, and physical services to customers around the world. What's up, Stickman on Discord? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Let's see here. The company, this is for Ford. The company reported third quarter revenue of 50.5 billion, 9% increase from the same period a year ago. So it's got some growth there. Net income was 2.4 billion. Cash flow from operations in the third quarter was 7.4 billion. Ford had nearly 33 billion in cash and 54 billion in liquidity. That's a pretty strong position, I'd have to say. And of course, Ford declared the fourth quarter dividend of 15 cents per share. It's payable on December 1st to shareholders of record at the close of business on November 7th. So you need to be owner of record on November 7th. And when I wheel Ford, I usually sell cash secured puts to get into the stock. I'll try and do that as many times as I can leading up till to their ex-div date. And if I haven't been assigned shares by then, I'll usually put the cash secured puts on hold. And then I'll do what's called the buy plus right strategy, where I'll just go ahead and buy shares. I'll buy several hundred shares. And then I'll turn around and sell covered calls. But if their ex-div date is November 7th, and I haven't been assigned shares by then on November 6th, I'll go ahead and buy some shares, maybe 400 or 500 shares. And then I'll sell a covered call. And I'll usually put and of course, the strike price on my covered call will be above my cost basis, of course. And the expiration date that I choose is usually, I make sure it's after, the ex-div date, just to ensure that I am owner of record on that date. And then that, with that trade put together, not only do I have shares and I can collect the dividend, but then I'm also making some income and some money on the premium I collect on the covered calls. So kind of turn it into like a double income trade, if you will. But anyways, yeah, you can get all this info on Ford's investor relations page, which is shareholder.ford.com. And you'll get this document here. It's a 20-page document. I'm not going to go over all of it, but just kind of pointing out some highlights and things of that nature. Let's look at a few other things. Yeah, so let me move this over real quick. So we got our reactions. Wow, look at Intel just hit a new after hours high. So this fib just got invalidated a little bit. So I'm going to take that off for now. Intel is on the move, folks. Lots of buying coming in on Intel. They're up 8.5% in after hours. It's a congratulations to the Intel bulls, and it's also looking like a congratulations to the Ford bulls. Absolutely. And again, both these companies, Intel and Ford, both have their earnings web call at 5 p.m. Eastern at the same time. Yeah, Tammy says, go Ford, go Intel. So wow, what a great reaction on both of them. It's nice to see both stocks have a positive reaction. And the bulls should be loving life right now. So great reactions. Bulls are very, very happy. And on Ford, let me just look at Ford real quick. I just want to see the bigger time frames. Weekly chart. Yeah, so 14 bucks. That's going to be the next level of interest for me on Ford. Probably put a line there just to remind me. 14 bucks, yeah. Right now it's trading just below 13. So I'd look for a test of 14 bucks if the positive momentum continues. Tammy on Discord says you have Ford and Intel shares and an Intel January call. Yeah, that should pay nice. That should pay nice. The shares and the call. So we'll see if Ford ends up getting up to 14. That's the level I'd be looking at. But it's about 4:30. Got both of our reactions. If anyone's looking for a new home, check out the links in the description. My name's TheSwingingBull. The Discord is PB Alerts. I'm one of the coaches over there. And I'm more of kind of like an advanced options trader. By that, I mean, you know, I don't really trade naked options a lot. I write a lot of contracts. So most of my trades are sell to open. I also trade a lot of spreads. Spreads have been a little hit or miss lately just because of the volatility. But I run a ton of the wheel strategy. So if you've ever been interested in learning how to become a contract writer, we're like little mini market makers. It's fun. I love doing it. So we're basically creating contracts and providing liquidity to the options chain. So if you've ever been interested in that, you know, check me out. I have over, how many people are in my coaching group now? Mike, did I break 100? Yeah, I got 101 people in my coaching group now, and we're all constantly making money writing contracts month after month after month. It's just so much fun. A lot less emotion and stress too if you do it the right way. Obviously, we're only writing contracts on stocks we don't mind owning. And I do have a nice little checklist that I use before I enter trades, and I share all my ideas and all my alerts with my coaching members. It's only $30 or $40 a month for my coaching. And like I say, I've been with the Discord for about 4 years now on the staff side. And it's been a lot of fun. I target weekly and monthly income. That's basically what I do. All right. And I also started a $2,500 account challenge just to prove you don't need a ton of money to write contracts. Some people think you need like a huge portfolio to write contracts. And it's simply not true. So I started an account challenge with 2,500 bucks. It's already up over 12%. The entire portfolio is up over 12% in just 2 short months. So we're having a lot of fun. And again, a little bit of background. I usually have 4 to 6 trades open at any given time. That's like my pipeline. And as I'm closing trades down for profit, I'm replacing them with new trades. But we have a lot of fun. It's over 100 people in my coaching group now. And I'm always available for questions, comments, or concerns, or anything. If you just want to bounce a trade idea off me, I'm more than happy to take a look. But yeah, if you're looking for a new home, check out our Discord. You can even join the Discord for free. It doesn't even cost any money. See how you like the free section and go from there. If you send me a DM on X or Discord about my coaching group, I will respond with the 20% off code. That'll save you some money as well. And I think that just a fun fact here, the last person that joined my coaching group on the very first trade, he made enough for 6 months of my coaching group sub. It was funny. He's like, I guess I'll be around for a while. So we have a lot of fun, but other than that, that's really all I got for today. Both stocks have a nice and beautiful positive reaction. Again, Ford was a little volatile in the beginning. Initial reaction was negative, and then that I mean, there was just dip buyers just came out of nowhere and scooped that up. So Overall, now it's positive reaction, up 3.3% in after hours. This is Ford. And Intel's up almost 9%, up about 8.5%. So congrats to the Intel bulls and the Ford bulls. You should be very happy. And again, just a reminder, the actual earnings call with the upper management with Intel and Ford, they're both at the same time at 5 p.m. Eastern. And I did put the links in the comments for those earnings calls. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed. My name's The Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. I hope everyone has a great night. And until next time, I'll see everyone in the very next stream. Cheers.